What's up, everyone? Andrew from American Musical Supply here at Winter NAMM 2019 on day 2. I'm at the Spector booth. I'm with Doug Wimbish, bass player for Living Colour. Doug, I am a super fan.
Hey, man, it's a pleasure to meet you, Andrew.
It's a pleasure to meet you, too.
Yeah, man, all is good. How's everything in your world, my brother?
It's good. It's hectic, as you know, how the NAMM show is.
Yeah. Yep.
So we just wanted to ask you a couple questions about your relationship with Spector. If you can talk a little bit about what you got you started on the brand and what you love about their basses.
Well, it's amazing. My relationship with Stuart Spector started when I was working with Mick Jagger and Jeff Beck doing a solo record. And it's very interesting, very, very deep relationship. But anyway, long story short, this was 1987.
Okay.
And I was fortunate enough to meet Stuart then in what I call the golden era of Spector. You know what I mean? And long story short, he was able to make a bass with my neck profile that I liked, one of a kind. So we started a relationship in 1987. He actually made a 5-string for me, which is like the 9th, 5th string ever made or something like that. And then as years went on, we just continued to just embrace working with each other.
Okay.
And I was just very fortunate to be able to meet Stuart at that time and also have the opportunity to be a part of the brand Spector and also just help maybe share some insight and give him some insight in how to, with the product.
Right.
And, and how to, and by playing the instrument is really the true definition of what's going on. Getting on stage, playing it. And for me, I'm still playing the same 2 instruments from 1987, right now. Just got off stage. And to me, that's the sign of a true champagne, an instrument that has sustained itself over time. Many different brands have come out over the years. But I'm very committed to something that I believe in, and that's pretty much the long and short story of Stuart Spector. Love you, Stuart. All the stuff you've done over the years has been great. PJ, it's been great. Glad to see the transition happening with Korg right now, and I can't be more thrilled to be a part of the legacy of Spector bass.
Awesome. And if someone asked you to describe or define the Spector sound, because different basses have different voices, obviously, what would you tell them?
Well, it has for me, it has everything. It has depth, it has great tone, it has the capability for an individual to dial their sound up, just based on the preamps that they have in there and the pickups that they're using. The components that go into Spector basses are second to none. And for me, it's one of those instruments that is very rare. It's very rare in this world to find an instrument that has all the capabilities that for me personally, that you can use. And for other artists, I highly encourage you to, as a bassist, to just check them out to see what's going on, because I believe that they're some of the best instruments on the planet, my belief. And I like to share that with everybody, and I've been able to work with many artists over the years, and when I use a Spector bass and then I have the opportunity to maybe use another bass, most of the artists are like, can you get your Spector back out?
Yeah, right.
And that's just the truth. Nobody's paying me to say this. I'm saying it from my heart. And that's really what's going on.
Right on. So in addition to seeing you out on the road with Living Colour, are there any other opportunities that people are going to have in 2019 to see you out?
Actually, there are going to be opportunities. As well as I'll be performing with Living Colour, I'm performing with a new band called DMD, which is Daru Jones and Marcus Machado and myself. And we have a product that's going to be coming out in the spring.
Okay.
So look out for that. And I'm working with, I'm keeping the lights on, enjoying life, working with many musicians, but also the Wimbash. The Wimbash Music Festival is something I've been committed to with my wife, Diane Nielsen. We've been doing this for over 10 years now. We've done 53 Wimbashes throughout the world.
Wow.
And the premise of that is just a handshake between the elders and the young generation, bringing them together so that they can actually share stories and vibes. What we're also doing is going to Ground Zero, the schools, and working with kids in elementary schools, magnet schools, high schools, and going there and just hearing their stories and being able to perform live in the classrooms.
Awesome.
Right to Ground Zero. And also Spector has also been very, they've gifted a lot of instruments to the Wimbash, and these instruments have found their way to Cabarete Dominican Republic, over in Europe, and many different places and destinations. So Spector is really in the mix, and I can't be happier to be a part of the team.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for spending this time with us today.
You're welcome.
And thank
Andrew,
you for everything
the man, the myth, and the legend. AMS in the area. Have a good 2019. Peace.
And please go and check out Spector Basses at AmericanMusical.com.